Hello everybody, this is Mark Hutten with myaspergerschild.com, and we're going to continue with this series of videos on how to deal with oppositional behavior in the child with Asperger's or high-functioning autism. Specifically, we're going to look today at the most important way that you can help this child. The most important way to help your oppositional child with Asperger's or high-functioning autism is to become aware of his underlying insecurities and vulnerabilities and be as soothing as possible. Underneath your child's oppositional behavior is his inability to let you know directly how much he needs you and how much he depends on you for comfort and security. The only response he knows is to act defiantly. That's hardly a way to win friends, but that's the only response that he knows. Therefore, you want to first gain your child's trust and confidence and somehow slip under his oppositional behavior so that you can offer him what he needs. So on this business of building trust, let's look at 7 different ways that you can begin to build trust with your oppositional child. First, show an appreciation for honesty. Make it clear to your child that you appreciate it when he's honest. This will build a very trusting relationship between you and him. Aside from that, you will be helping him in becoming a person of integrity. As the saying goes, say what you mean and mean what you say. Number 2, be consistent. If you're spouting house rules, be sure that you implement them. Make sure your child understands your expectations as well. It should be as clear as day. Make sure that you don't constantly change the rules so that your child will have no doubts about you at all. 3, learn to listen. A lot of parents don't develop good listening skills when talking to their child. You should always listen to what your child has to say for you to gain his trust. Don't use judgmental statements or come to the discussion with your own agenda. By knowing that you are listening, your child will feel more comfortable talking to you more openly about his life. 4, be sure to always practice what you preach. Building trust with your child is similar to leadership. If the leader does the right thing, the people she is leading will follow. If you tell your child to eat vegetables and you don't eat them yourself, then you are sending the wrong message. Build the bond between you and your child by practicing what you preach. 5, never break a promise. Don't make promises to your child if you can't keep them. Now, this can be quite a challenge as situations may change. However, try and make the effort because breaking promises could be devastating to your relationship with your child. If, for example, you say you're going to go as a family and watch a soccer game over the weekend, make sure that you do that because if you don't, the next time you promise something, your child will doubt if you're really serious about it. If it seems that you might not be able to keep a promise, be sure to tell your child in advance and explain why. Number 6, always tell the truth. Telling your child the truth from the very beginning will result in a strong bond, and of course, trust comes along with that. As much as possible, deal with your child on an honest level. For example, if she asks if the shot that she's going to get from the doctor will hurt, tell the truth in the most age-appropriate way. Finally, follow through with consequences. If your child did something wrong and you impose a consequence, for example, that he can't watch TV for 3 days, make sure that you can implement what you say. This is not a case of martial law, it's a case of sticking to your word. And amazingly, this builds trust with your child. If you throw out a consequence that you can't really follow through with, for example, having the child be grounded for 7 days, and after 3 days you lift the grounding, your child has learned that your threats are empty. So in summary, the most important way to help your oppositional child with Asperger's or high-functioning autism is to become aware of his underlying insecurities and vulnerabilities and be as soothing as possible. And one of the first things that you can do to achieve this goal is to build trust and confidence. This is Mark Hutten with myaspergerschild.com.